everybody. Today I'm going to read you the best story by Carle. It's called The Tiny Seed. It's such a good story, and thanks for joining me. My name's Kelly, and this book is about a tiny seed, and it's written by Carle, and it takes place in fall, which is kind of right now cool and windy outside. And it's getting a little bit colder. The days are getting shorter. I was wondering, do you guys like fall better or maybe summer? Or do you have a favorite season? Do you like it cold? Or do you guys like it hot? I like it hot, but I'm glad you guys have all different kinds of opinions. All right, so the tiny seed, here we go. It's autumn and a strong wind is blowing. It blows flower seeds high up in the air, and it carries them far across the land. One of the seeds is tiny, smaller than any of the others. Will it be able to keep up with the others? And where are they all going? Where are those tiny seeds going? It's an adventure. Where do you think they're going? One of the seeds, it flies higher and higher and higher up than the others. Up it goes. It flies too high and the sun's rays burn it up. But the tiny seeds sail on with the others. So fun, these seeds, right? Another seed lands on a tall and icy mountain. Ooh, the ice never melts. And the seed can't grow. The rest of the seeds fly on, but the tiny seed does not go as fast as the others. So we had one burn up, one's too cold. What do you think the next one's gonna be? Good idea. Now they fly over the ocean? Oh my gosh. One seed falls into the water, plop, and it drowns. The others sail off into the wind, but the tiny seed doesn't go up as high as the others. All right, your seeds are dropping. Sun, mountain, and in the ocean. Where do you think next? You're right. One seed drifts down onto the desert floor. It is hot and dry, and the seed cannot grow. Now the tiny seed is flying very low, but the wind pushes the tiny seed up with the others. Gosh, that tiny seed is now up high with the others. Finally, the wind stops and the seeds fall gently down onto the ground. Can you fall gently down onto the ground? Just like a little seed. And then a bird comes by and he eats one seed, but the tiny seed is not eaten. It is so small that the bird doesn't see it. This is an adventure, just like they said. Now it is winter, like it's almost going to be here. And after their long trip, the seeds all settle down. They look just as if they are going to go sleep into the earth. Snow falls and covers them like a soft white blanket. A hungry mouse that also lives in the ground eats a seed for his lunch. But the tiny seed lies very, very still, and the mouse does not see it. All right, what happens after winter? Spring. You're right. Now it is spring, and after a few months, the snow has melted, and it is really spring. Birds fly by, the sun shines, rain falls down, and the seeds grow so round they start to burst open a little bit. Now they are not seeds anymore. Guess what they are? Plants. They're plants. First, they send roots down into the earth, and then their little stems and leaves begin to grow up towards the sun and the air. There is another plant that grows much faster than the new little plants. It is a big, fat weed. Oh my gosh. And it takes all the sunlight and the rain away from one of the small little plants. And that little plant dies. Oh no. The tiny seed hasn't begun to grow yet. It will be too late. Hurry, hurry, hurry. But finally, little seed starts to grow into a plant. Finally, little seed is growing. It has been through so many obstacles. The warm weather also brings children out to play. They too have been waiting for the sun, right? And springtime. They want to play. One child doesn't see the plants and he runs along. Oh no, he breaks one with his foot and now it cannot grow anymore. Do you think it's little seed? No, it can't be. It can't be little seed. It can't be little seed. The tiny plant that grew from the tiny seed is growing fast, but its neighbor grows even faster. Before the tiny plant even has 3 leaves, the other one has 7. And look, a bud, and now even a flower. But what is happening? First there are footsteps, then a shadow looms over, then a hand reaches down and breaks off the flower. Oh no! So many things can happen to this little seed. What next? What do you think next? Oh my gosh, I'm hoping little seed will make it. A boy has picked a flower and he gave it to a friend. Yep, that's what he did. That was very nice. Now it's summer, because that's after spring. And the tiny plant from the tiny seed is all alone. It grows on, and it does not stop. It grows up and up. The sun shines on it, and the rain waters it. It has many, many leaves, and it grows taller and taller. It is taller than people. It is taller than the houses. No way. Oh my gosh. And now a big flower grows on it. People come from far and near to look at this flower. It is the tallest flower they have ever seen. It is a giant flower. It is a very giant flower. You agree? Yeah. All summer long, the birds and the bees and the butterflies come visiting. They've never seen such a big and beautiful flower. Big and beautiful. He is correct. Now it's autumn again. Wow, just back to where we started. It's autumn outside here. The days grow shorter, the nights grow colder, and the wind carries yellow and red leaves past the flower. Some petals drop from the giant flower and they sail along with the bright leaves over the land and down to the ground. What do you think? Is this all going to start happening again? Oh my gosh. The wind blows harder and harder. Whoosh, whoosh. The flower has lost almost all of its petals. Oh no, it stays and bends in the wind. But the wind grows stronger and stronger and shakes the flower. It shakes it once more. The wind shakes the flower. But this time, the flower seed pod opens and out come many, many tiny seeds, and they quickly sail away onto the wind. So the big, beautiful flower from the tiny seed is now a tiny seed again, flying on the wind. Oh my gosh, and it starts over. The tiny seed, he can start his whole journey again. And that is the end. All right. Thank you for joining the tiny seed on his great big adventure. Thanks for coming, and I'll talk to you soon. I have some more Eric Carle books I'm going to read for you. So I will see you later, and have a great, wonderful day.